Aloha, friends and neighbors. Roland Frost here, an astrologer living in Kona, Hawaii. Haha, what a wonderful place. Had another hurricane went by. Didn't feel it, just a little light rain. Anyway, here I am in Kona, coming into your living room again. And we're going to talk about the second week of November. And this is show 936. I guess the main news is that Neptune is going stationary direct. It's stopping at 5 degrees of Pisces and going forward. And that station happens on the 15th, Saturday, 9:07 p.m. And it's a time of, is that 9:07? I better check on that. Mercury retrograde shenanigans. There it is, Neptune direct on the 16th, 7:07. Now here in Hawaii, you got to subtract 10 hours. And so this goes back to 9:07 p.m. on the 15th. And that's the exact time it stops. Now as you get up to that time, up to the 15th, Saturday evening, I advise you not to drink Saturday evening. Neptune, the phony side of Neptune's alcohol, is kind of delusional. And it rules liquids. You know, there's the trident of Neptune. Huh? The Greeks and Romans had a good way to learn about Neptune. I haven't discovered who Neptune was yet in the Mayan. I'm just starting to get into that. I'll show you a little bit more of that later. Quite fascinating. So this Neptune business, gee, a neighbor threw a big thing off the roof. Sounded like an explosion. I'm on a morning of explosions. Anyway, I'm on that moon opposing the full moon on Uranus, the eclipse. What you're on could be religious ecstasy and the higher heart opening up, or confusion and delusion. Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, a mutable water sign, and there's two little fishes in that sign, huh? And one of them is lost. He doesn't know where he's going and lay out. He's out of the school of fishies. Fishies like to be in schools like priests and doctors and all wear the same colors and stay together in a little group, huh? Well, the other side of the other fish is a true blue. Boy, he's a real doctor, not just a pill pusher. You know, he's a real priest, not a phony, hand in got their hand in your pants for money or sex kind of priest. So there's two sides of this thing. In fact, you see the same two sides together. You may get lost, and it gets all foggy, and it's all foggy, and I'm all lost. And then when the fog clears, you get found. Oh boy, religious revelation, huh? Whoa, wonderful. Benjamin Franklin said, if you are saved from a shipwreck, and instead of building a church, build a lighthouse. Yeah, Ben Franklin. Whoa. Ben was recommending Uranus, not Neptune. Here's your chart. The way it looks right now is the sun is in sextile to Pluto and loose trine to Neptune. But the main thing is Saturn and Jupiter are still in square, and it's still pretty tight within 2-3 degrees. And of course, there's Pluto. And Pluto, for you, this is going to be an active Pluto time. Mars is going by Pluto. If there was ever a time when police would get very aggressive, when power and control issues come to a head, territoriality, Pluto rules your reptile, brainstem, mind. Crocodile, you got an intelligent crocodile inside you, but he's about to get aggressive. And it's up to you to control him, huh? Some people won't, guaranteed. So you're going to see some extraordinary. Mars could pile up with Pluto, and Pluto takes things to extreme. So you could see some extreme fires, some extreme fights. Yeah, interesting time we're in, aren't we? Well, let's take a look at this day by day. Just going to run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern, and as I do, it makes angles to these various planetary bodies. The planetary bodies are the actors on the stage. And we know who they are. They all got personalities. Humanity has studied them for 20,000 years. So as we make angles, squares and oppositions, ooh, energy, sextiles and trines, letting go, good luck. It kind of generates the mood of the times. Now, if you're on the Thursday night show, the moon's in Taurus, and the full moon was off. This old full moon of 14 Taurus was there in the middle of the beginning of Thursday. But as you go into Thursday night, you know, here's the square to Jupiter. Too much, too many lawyers, too much overdoing, too much exaggeration. And then Friday morning, thunk, here comes the opposition to Saturn about breakfast time. And it's depressing, and it's cold, and we don't have any money, and everybody's stuck. And it feels like that right through the moon in Taurus until you get to Friday afternoon on the 7th, when the moon shifts into Gemini. Then we go into the confusion zone. Here's the moon's going to square Neptune, and liquids are going to be spilling everywhere. You'll notice you'll spill all the little liquids too, you know. The little ones will get out of your control. We should call it lost and found. It's lost and found Friday night. Alcohol makes it worse. You won't remember where you parked your car. Saturday, things change. We're in for a nice sextile to Uranus, which is the mind. Neptune's kind of the heart, huh? But anyway, intellectualism triumphs, and we all have a revolutionary spirit, and the electrical things work fine, and the airplanes are all running. That's one thing I learned. Eclipse on Uranus, airplanes fail. And we have radicalized, independent lone wolves in the United States. We got to get them. I thought it would come out on the homeless, but they've invented new people, radicalized individuals. Anyway, you can think your way through it all Saturday morning, and there is a nice feeling of brotherhood. Some optimism comes up Sunday on the 9th. There is a nice sextile to Jupiter, and we get up saying, whoa, this is going to be a good day, and it will be. The kids are happy too, especially in the evening. There's a nice trine to Mercury, and Monday morning there's a trine to Neptune on the 10th. The moon went into Cancer. Moon goes into Cancer here Sunday about dinner time, and you start catching the good side of Neptune, the music, the art, the color, the higher heart. You know, you read Jesus, whenever he says heavens, he actually wrote sky. There's a problem up ahead, though, late Monday night. Here's that Pluto-Uranus square. Here's the one that went off last night, and everybody started shooting them up, and they're still making noise this morning. So this guy's very active now, because we had, well, watching a full moon on Uranus, it was actually an eclipse. And it kind of took out all Uranus. I mean, there wasn't the revolutionary spirit. There was Ferguson, and the people were out in the streets in different places. But by and large, the airplanes went out for funny reasons. Europe got socked by high winds, and the airplanes stopped. So Uranus took kind of a beating, that eclipse on him. At this point here, where am I? There we are. At this point, Mars is there with Pluto, and they're both squaring Uranus. So here is aggressive policemen shooting down the homeless people, or the interlopers, or the lone wolf, radicalized, independent, free thinker. Anyway, you can't do that. And here is the fight. And these fights will start suddenly and get very radical very quickly. Yeah, Monday the 10th. Tuesday, well, it gets better. There's a trine to the sun. Some of our leaders come out maybe. And by Tuesday night, there's a nice trine to Saturn, and we kind of settle down. Let's all be respectable here and follow the rules. Wednesday, the 10th, the 12th, the moon's still in Cancer here until you get to just before lunch. It shifts into Leo. Once it does, gets a little nervous. Here's late Wednesday night. Here's a square to Mercury. You'll probably feel it early Thursday morning, just difficulty communicating and transportating. Clears up. There's a moon trining Uranus. And we all kind of, common sense brings us through very nicely in the middle of Thursday. Friday morning on the 14th, the moon's still in Leo, and it hits that fixed square between Jupiter and Saturn early in the morning. Trying to do too much early, and then it gets slowed down before lunch here with a square to Saturn on Friday. So it's going to be one of those slow, burdensome Fridays. We don't have enough. Ooh. The interesting part will be when you get to Friday or Saturday, the moon goes into Virgo here, and when that happens, at 5 degrees, here is the opposition to Neptune. And wow, Neptune stations on that day at 9 o'clock. Well, the opposition's in the morning before breakfast, between breakfast and lunch. 9 o'clock would be about here. But Saturday promises to be a day when people are not happy with Neptune. That means there's going to be floods, there's going to be rain, there's going to be misinformation, lying, cheating, smell of bad fish. The smell, I always notice that when Neptune stops, well, your sense of smell goes way up. And this will start like a week before the Neptune station, around, November 7th, 8th. And it'll peak out on the 15th, and then it'll go down for another 9-10 days. And you'll just notice, you'll start smelling all kinds of stuff. Neptune is a sense of smell. So Saturday morning, the middle of the day, are confusing. Lost and found, spilled liquids, bad smells. Gets better as you go through Saturday, because the moon's in Virgo. It makes a trine to Pluto, a sextile to the Mercury in the evening. Oh, nice. Decisive thinking, investigation. Saturday or Sunday morning, here's a trine to Mars. We're going to get physical here. Get some things done. Yes, this could be a very productive Saturday night, Sunday morning. So Sunday morning is for chores, and you'll be happy if you get out and do some physical stuff. It's very worthwhile. You might have to repair some of the damage that the water did, for one reason or the other. But you'll feel proud of yourself Sunday night. Here's a sextile to the sun, and you'll say, yep, I'm responsible, about midnight with a sextile to Saturn Sunday. So late Virgo's pretty nice. That's the way it is this second week of November.